Good morning, America. This morning, the rescue in Thailand, the race against time, the mission to remove the 12 boys and their soccer coach. It could begin in just hours. The situation inside deteriorating. How dive teams plan to handle the hurdles, plus the boys' poignant letters, their promises to their parents, and the coach's apology.
Breaking right now, firestorm, the raging wildfires in the west. This one exploding overnight, consuming homes in a flash. Firefighters fighting the flames, hampered by extreme heat, to evacuate. With another high fire danger day ahead.
Hurricane threat barreling toward the Caribbean, the path she is expected to take, and how close she could get to an already struggling Puerto Rico.
Caught on camera pool dispute. The new details involving this confrontation.
I'm just here with my baby, swimming.
The phone call made to police.
We have a non-resident that refuses to leave.
Why he says this is not a case of racial profiling.
And ace of a mom, Serena Williams' smashing performance on and off the court.
But Mommy needs you to help put this back in. Okay?
The video she's sharing as she juggles being a mom and a center court champion.
Live from ABC News in New York, this is Good Morning America.
Hey, good morning. But Paula Ferris, I'm confused. Why do we have two weathermen on the set this morning? We got Rob Marciano and Sam Champion. What's going on?
I love it. What's better than one weatherman? Two.
Stereo weatherman. Here's what's going on.
Yes.
Adrian is over in Asia. She's on her way to Thailand, so she can't do pop news this morning. Somehow, bribery was involved, maybe an offer of free coffee, but we somehow got Sam Champion up from Miami to do pop news this morning. Really happy. He's also going to fact check all of Rob's weather, which is going to get
I have a pen ready, Rob. Go at any time.
Great to have you, Sam. And inevitably, we have a great morning coming up, but we do want to start here with the breaking news out of Thailand. ABC News has learned that authorities on the ground, they may start attempting to bring those 12 boys and their soccer coach out of the cave as soon as tonight because rain is coming.
We just want to give you a sense of how risky and how arduous this mission is going to be. Take a look at the map. The boys are nearly 3 miles inside that cave. A one-way trip takes 6 hours for a professional diver, and the boys don't even know how to swim.
Now, ahead of this high-stakes escape, we are hearing this morning directly from the boys and their coach, all of whom released personal letters, as you can see, to their families. The coach profusely apologizing for leading the boys into that cave.
He is indeed, and we begin our coverage this morning with ABC's Matt Gutman, who's right there in Chiang Rai. Matt, good morning to you.
Hey, good morning, Dan and Paula. This rescue has tumbled from one crisis to the next. Now, it's still possible that they could extract those boys sometime very soon, but just now we heard from the head of operations here at this base camp who said that the oxygen levels in that cave are dipping dangerously low. So what they've done is start to pull back a lot of the rescuers to minimize the number of people inside. What they've got to do is pump up the level of oxygen in there and fight what they're calling the war on water. The mission to extract the boys could begin within 24 hours, according to an internal U.S. government report obtained by ABC News. If they swim out, each of the now emaciated boys could be shepherded out in what's called a buddy dive, essentially hauled by divers through tunnels, sometimes only as wide as a manhole cover.
We try to set a plan that the best plan, if we can bring them out, and the risk is minimum, maybe we try.
Over the past several days, divers and rescuers have amassed hundreds of air tanks along the route. British divers have been teaching the boys how to dive and some of the basics of swimming. Authorities have drilled over 100 holes into the mountain, both to find an alternate route out for the boys and to create a second outflow of water in that 3-mile-long cave. And this morning, for the first time, letters emerging from 3 miles deep. The boys writing home. The letters ferried out by divers. The boys ask for fried chicken and barbecued pork. Others ask that they not get too much homework when they get out. 13-year-old Dom wrote, "I'm fine, but it's a little bit cold. Don't worry, and don't forget my birthday." Some said they want to go home now. And heartbreakingly, 14-year-old Bew, whose school we visited just last week, said, "Mom and Dad, don't worry that I'm missing for 2 weeks. I will help you at the shop soon." Their coach also writing, sending love to his family and apologies to the families of the boys, writing, "And I promise I will take care of the kids. Thank you for your support. I would like to say that I am really sorry to you all." So this here is a practice field that the team used to play on. In fact, it's the place they set out from to go to that cave. Now it's a landing pad for rescue helicopters. And it was in that field overnight that we met the team's head coach, who told us he was never informed that his assistant coach, known as Coach A, had ever taken the kids to that cave. The head coach told me he didn't know that his assistant went inside that cave with the kids. I'm being told that expert rescue divers are converging here for that final push from all over the world. And just minutes ago, Dan and Paul, I spoke to the tourism minister here, who said that he himself had tested out a 30-meter-long, 100-foot-long inflatable tube through which the boys could crawl out without actually having to swim or learn how to dive. Of course, that's only 30 meters. And that is very similar to what Elon Musk has floated, an idea just like it. He is sending 2 of his technicians over here to try to figure out maybe alternate ways of rescuing those boys. Dan and Paula.
So many people getting involved in this rescue effort. That is one encouraging part here. Matt, thank you very much. Matt Gutman in Chiang Rai. So let's bring in Navy SEAL and former Deputy of U.S. Central Command, ABC News contributor Admiral Robert Harward. He's joining us from San Diego. Admiral, good morning. So this proposed rescue involves what they're calling a buddy dive. How does that work?
That means the guy who's going to be with him, supporting it, will have hands on him, and they'll be going together. So he'll have a swim buddy, a guy who's focused on keeping him safe for the journey. And there may be multiple. There may be handoffs along the lines, but you can guarantee someone will have their hands on those boys every step of the way coming out of the caves.
That is reassuring to hear. So these boys are ages 11 to 16. Some of them, Admiral, can't swim. So how does that change the extraction plan?
That's not really relevant. With a swim buddy, a guy who's got his hands, they may even give him flotation advice. But once you're in the water, the buoyancy gives a swim buddy, a guy who's an experienced diver with hands on them, to help navigate him, keep him float, and make sure he makes it safely outside of the cave. So they'll be hands-on the whole way.
All right, Admiral, thank you for joining us on this Saturday morning. We appreciate it. And we want to turn out west now. Firefighters are battling a massive wildfire that erupted near San Diego. And on top of that, they're dealing with tough weather conditions.
Yeah, they're looking at heavy winds, high heat, and low humidity. ABC's Will Carr is in Alpine, California, where homes are being evacuated and one firefighter has already been hurt. Will, good morning to you.
Good morning, Dan and Paula. We're looking at the results of these perfect fire conditions. The home behind me still smoldering. And check out this garage. It's burned to the ground. You can still smell that thick, putrid smoke in the air. And then look at the skeleton of this truck. This fire burning so hot, you can see it melted the aluminum off of these wheels. This is a tragic visual reminder of exactly what can happen while these fires continue to burn. This morning, the West on fire. The latest exploding overnight near Santa Barbara, California. The holiday fire triggering mandatory evacuations for up to 2,500 people. Over 100 firefighters and 30 fire engines descending on the scene. 20 homes and buildings destroyed, turning this neighborhood into a terrifying inferno. Residents ripped from their beds with plumes of smoke filling the air. Police scrambling to clear the area and firefighters snaking their trucks up the neighborhood's tight canyon roads. The fire consuming home after home, still raging out of control. In Arizona, this dairy farm's hay bales ablaze, burning long into the night even after 120 firefighters rushed to the scene. The West fire sparking just outside of San Diego, devouring hundreds of acres in just a few hours. The fire torching homes, incinerating cars, creating a post-apocalyptic landscape, flames pushing dangerously close to an interstate while knocking out power for thousands as temperatures jumped higher than 110 degrees. Firefighters braving the heat, racing into those neighborhoods through thick smoke, battling the fire, jumping from one home to the next. One firefighter injured trying to contain the inferno. Some residents fleeing to safety, others ignoring evacuation orders.
Police wouldn't let me get it close, but I kind of hiked through some backyards and whatnot, because I'm just going to stay and try and defend the house.
In Northern California, another fire turning deadly. A body found in a home burned to the ground. And just east of Los Angeles, helicopters and planes swooping in to smother a fire that started when a truck burst into flames on a freeway. It only takes one spark to start that next fire, and more bad news for this region. We're expecting excessive heat warnings throughout the rest of the weekend. Dan and Paula.
Well, thank you, and I want to pick up on that point. We're heading into another hard day on the front lines in these fires, with temperatures potentially hitting near record highs in Southern California.
Yeah, the weather is fueling those wildfires. So let's turn to Rob for more on that. Plus, a hurricane that could impact Puerto Rico. Rob, good morning.
Good morning, Paula. Hello, Dan. Yeah, we've got some serious heat in some cases. All-time records shattered. Look at some of these numbers. Riverside, California, 118. Van Nuys Airport, 117. That's approaching the temperature where some commercial airlines cannot fly. And we've got 36 large uncontained fires burning across 11 states underneath what is essentially a heat dome. And centered across parts of the Southwest, we'll see those excessive heat warnings today. Again, 102 in Los Angeles. We're starting to see a bit of a sea breeze today, and that'll pick up tomorrow. But inland areas where those fires are burning, it is dangerously hot and dangerously dry. Now, we also have a hurricane in the Atlantic. And this, as we still are reeling from Hurricane Maria, Puerto Rico. Well-documented struggles in this last 9 and 10 months. This is not what they want to see, and not the only island that's going to be dealing with this. Beryl is a small hurricane, a 75-mile-an-hour one, with about 800 miles to go before it hits the Caribbean. But Dominica, which got crushed by Maria, and Martinique and Guadeloupe, they're all in the path, as is Puerto Rico. Potentially, as we go to Sunday into Monday, we're also watching Tropical Depression number 3, but clearly in the Caribbean, a fragile situation. Paula, Dan?
Certainly is. Will be a tough pill to swallow for Puerto Rico. We'll keep our eye on that as well. Thanks, Rob. And to politics now, a new report this morning saying the president's lawyers are setting tough new conditions for an interview with Special Counsel Robert Mueller.
That interview looking less and less likely this morning, and this comes as the White House is dealing with growing pressure on another front, a court-imposed deadline for reuniting parents and children separated at the southern border. ABC's David Wright is outside Bedminster, New Jersey, where the president is spending the weekend. David, good morning.
Good morning, Dan and Paula. The Trump administration is scrambling to comply with a federal court order to reunite without delay the thousands of children who were forcibly separated from their parents at the border. Children under 5 are supposed to be back with their parents by Tuesday. Tearful reunions like this one should be the norm. This mother last saw her daughter on Mother's Day, nearly 2 months ago, after they crossed the Arizona border seeking asylum. Their tearful reunion captured by CNN. But for more than 100 separated children under age 5, the Trump administration is now asking the federal courts for more time. Among them, 16 children who've not been matched to their parents, and as many as 19 others whose parents have been released from custody, their current whereabouts unknown. The government's lawyer told a federal judge in some cases it needs more time to make sure it complies with protections against child trafficking. The court reconvenes Monday morning to consider the matter. This issue has brought the Department of Immigration and Customs Enforcement under sharp scrutiny. Some Democrats accuse ICE of causing a humanitarian crisis.
The president's deeply immoral actions have made it obvious we need to rebuild our immigration system from top to bottom.
The administration is pushing back hard on that.
Under President Donald Trump, we will never abolish ICE.
We want tough, strong, powerful borders, and we want no crime, and we're going to protect ICE. We protect ICE. They protect us, and we protect them.
The Trump administration says every child under 5 whose parents are in custody have been put in contact by video chat, but there are plenty of cases where the parents are no longer in custody. They may even have been deported. And the government's lawyer raised some eyebrows in court yesterday when he said that he had to go out of town to fulfill some dog-sitting responsibilities. That, even as all these children remain in legal limbo. Dan and Paula.
That's a curious decision right there. Let's talk about the Russia investigation just for a moment. The New York Times, as we mentioned earlier, is reporting that Rudy Giuliani has told the special counsel Robert Mueller that the president will only speak to Mueller under certain circumstances. So what can you tell us about that, David?
Well, according to that report in the Times, they're saying that they want probable cause. They want Mueller to show that he has some sort of evidence that Trump may have committed a crime before the president agrees to sit down for an interview. Now, that's a condition that Giuliani himself admits that Mueller is unlikely to agree to. And this is a change. The president has long said that he is perfectly willing to sit down with the special counsel and his investigators. However, in recent months, they've taken a harder line, shifting from cooperation to confrontation. Dan, Paul?
Indeed, they have. Lots to discuss this morning, so let's bring in David. Thank you. Let's bring in ABC News political commentator Cokie Roberts, who's in Washington this morning. Cokie, good morning. On the Mueller investigation here, does it look like the White House is on track to just never agreeing to an interview? And if that's the case, what options does Mueller have?
Well, he can subpoena the president, and then the president can go to court to fight the subpoena, and it could be a constitutional crisis. I think that what we're seeing here is a public relations ploy, which has been going on now for months. The president almost daily tweets something about the witch hunt, and he is succeeding in driving down public opinion, his favorability toward Mueller. It's dropped by about 14 points in some polls of people saying that they now disapprove of the Mueller investigation rather than approve of it. And that's the president's whole point, is to just make people think that whatever Mueller comes up with, it's not true, it's fake news, all of that. And he's succeeding.
That strategy seems to be working. Let's talk about the Supreme Court pick. Trump is reportedly meeting with Vice President Pence this weekend in Bedminster, taking calls from top senators as he finalizes his SCOTUS pick, which he'll be announcing Monday night. How much input, Cokie, is he taking going into this momentous decision?
Well, I think he's taking a lot of input from people that he likes. And one of the White House aides was quoted saying, it's going to be a heck of a weekend because the president's going to change his mind 20 times during the course of the weekend. And that's really the crux of it. You know, he's made a statement that he's going to make this announcement Monday night at 9. And so whoever is last man standing at that moment is likely to be the Supreme Court nominee.
Yeah, last man or woman standing.
Or woman,
There are a
yes.
couple of women
Yes.
that are being considered. Cokie, thank you so much for your analysis and your insight on a Saturday morning. We appreciate it.
Good to be with you.
The stakes are incredibly high. This is a consequential decision, to say the least. Cokie, thank you again. Let's check the weather yet again. Go back to Rob Marciano. No pressure. Sam Champion is
Sam's
here,
right here.
watching your every move.
Just boring eyes through me right now. Crushing me, Sam, with his red pen. Good to have you on the test, my friend. Hey, we had a lot of heat and humidity across the east this past weekend. They got hammered with some heavy rain across Atlanta yesterday, and some swiftwater rescue teams were out there. The Atlanta Fire Department rescuing some folks who needed that in some of their cars. If you don't have that video, let's go right to what's happening on the east. This front, which gave us the cool air across the northeast, is squeezing some of that moisture down across the southeast. Temperatures in some cases 20 to 25 degrees cooler than they were yesterday. Now, this is tropical depression number 3, just off the coast by about 200 miles of North Carolina, so we're uncomfortably close to the U.S., no doubt about that, and it is forecast to become a hurricane, but at this point, forecast to stay offshore. It is going to bring in rip currents, so folks going to the beaches across the Carolinas and across the Delmarva, be careful. That is going to be a nice beach day, actually away from the coast as well, with that cooler air across the northeast. That's a quick check on the weather headlines. Time now for your local forecast check.
Hey, good morning, Washington. What a difference a day makes. Dew points yesterday in the 70s. Today, they're back in the 50s. A lot of comfort out there. A great start. Beautiful sunrise. I think we'll see plenty of sunshine through the afternoon hours. Temperatures reaching the lower 80s. A little bit of a breeze out of the northeast at times, around 10 to 15 miles per hour. Hey, heading out this evening, catch the fireworks in Alexandria. Should be just about perfect. Light winds. Temperatures gradually dropping into the mid-70s as we go later on through the evening.
And there's no greater news authority on set to bore his eyes through Ron Claiborne as you deliver your newscast.
Yes, he just handed the baton to you.
Sam, a compliment? I'm not sure.
Well, it was a compliment.
Sam gave you a C+ by the way. Just so you know,
Hey,
C+.
that's how I got through college. No problem.
Just getting by. Good morning, Ron.
Good morning, everyone. We're going to begin in Delaware, where 5 members of a New Jersey family, including 4 children, were killed in a horrific car crash there. Police say it happened when a truck veered across a median and onto oncoming traffic on Route 1 there in Delaware. That truck clipped a car before